Hi, my name is Vibhuti Bhushan Saha and I am going to give you the walkthrough of the take-home assignment which I completed. The assignment was from vectorShift and this is the description of the assignment. I am not going to read through the entire document, but I am going to directly jump to the parts which I was told to complete. The node abstraction part. So these are basically nodes. Earlier we had separate code or basically separate file for each and every node. We still have separate files for each and every node, but each node is basically using a base component or basically a component which can be imported inside each and every node file, and this base component or base node which I created gives it a proper or uniform styling between each and every node. We can still pass the handles and the input fields as props and stuff, and as so this wraps up basically the node abstraction part of the assignment. Now we move on to the styling part. So obviously I just made the toolbar at the top as fixed, which basically brings it to the top of the React flowchart, and it basically saves a little bit of space. I also added a dark and light mode toggle using next theme. So basically it provides us the context for theme to throughout the app, and that makes it bit easier. So this is how you can change themes, and this, as you can see, like each and every card is styled beautifully. I mean, it's beautiful to my standards. So we have a gradient border, we have like a little bit of inset shadow, not inset shadow but outward shadow, box shadow coming out of it, and we have submit button. And what else? Obviously drag handles, not drag handles, but like the handles, data handles are also customized and things like that. What else? So this wraps up the styling part of it. Now we are going towards the text node logic. So inside the text node there were two requirements. First is that the size or basically the height and width of the text node should change like as the user types, but since this is a component with uniform styling, it should be a bad, like it should look bad if we just change the width of the text node or basically the input field in the text node. So what I did is just I let it increase its height as the user types, and this is usually a text area because styling or basically making the height of a text input dynamic inside JavaScript is a little bit, it takes a little bit workaround. So yes, obviously the height can increase, and also speaking of the data handles, when you make a data handle it will appear here dynamically. We use regex whenever user types something on change of the value, it just scans for the entire text and finds this type of pattern, just to make sure that we can add one another handle or variable. So one another handle got added, and just to make sure of one more edge case, that is same handle does not, or same variable does not create another handle. So yeah, this is same variable will not create another handle. One more thing, uh, let's let's move towards the another part, which is basically backend integration part. There is not much in the backend. So we have the backend in just one file, and that too there is only one handler, which is a post request handler. I am a front-end developer, so I don't know much about backend stuff. That's why I used a little bit of AI in order to just code the DAG, directed to detect a directed acyclic graph or not, like simply. So yeah, basically there is like just slash pipeline slash parse this endpoint. We wrote the handler for this endpoint, and it works as intended basically. So I'll just connect the output of this one, and I'll expect that the DAG will be true. So since it is a DAG graph, it is true. But let's say that I take this back and I connect it is here. So DAG will be false right now. Is DAG? No, as you can see. And of course this is this button is rate limited, not rate limited, just uh, uh, debounced. And as you can see, we created no like a custom toast for ourselves only. Everything here is just basically pure CSS. Not everything, but like the styling here is done by pure CSS. We did not rely on any other library, not even Tailwind. It would be much easier using Tailwind, but yeah, fine. So this wraps up the assignment, and we are almost done with that. Also, these are the custom nodes which we were told. Other than the default nodes that we were provided, we were only told to make the UI of the nodes. We don't have anything to do with the functionality, like since this is like completely dummy and everything. So yeah, this wraps up everything. Thank you very much. Bye bye.